What's going on, guys? This is Chimpact bringing you guys another Wi-Fi battle. Now this team is featured around Mega Pincer. Mega Pincer is a really good mega, but unfortunately I didn't really prepare for Greninja as well as I would like to, so I'm definitely gonna have to play around that threat. And speaking of Mega Pincer, I think that's one of the best megas available right now because obviously Mega Kenga, Mega Gengar are banned, and I think Mega Pincer is gonna be next on the list after Lucario gets banned. I think Lucario is definitely gonna be banned very soon. But besides that, I'm just going to lead out with Breloom as he leads out with Cluffy. I was definitely scared of him being a Thunder Wave Squire set, but fortunately for me, he's the support set with Reflect, Light Screen, and maybe a couple other moves. If he did have the Magic Coat, it wouldn't really bother me that much because I am a Grass type, unaffected by the Spore. So I'm going to switch out and go out into Guard Shot, expecting him to go out into his Moltres. Now, I definitely wasn't thinking that he would switch out to Gengar, but Gengar is a better answer to Breloom at the moment, even though Bullet Seed does more to Gengar, because I could potentially have the Rock Tomb, and Gengar handles Rock Tomb a lot better than Moltres does, obviously. So I'm just going to go for the Dragon Claw. Even with the Reflect up, he's not going to be able to take it with a substitute, so that's pretty good for me. And I'm playing around the Disable that he could have, so I'm just going to go for the Iron Head right here to deal some damage to it. I don't want to miss Stone Edge, and Iron Head is obviously guaranteed damage. Now the reason why I have Iron Head on this thing is because this is my doubles guard chomp, and I just replaced Protect with Stone Edge. So I'm just going to go for another Iron Head right here. Even with the Reflect up, I don't believe that a Mega Gardevoir could be able to take it. I'm not too sure of Mega Gardevoir's defensive boost that it could get, but I was pretty confident that I would be able to take it out with another Iron Head. So now he goes out to his Greninja, one of the biggest threats to my team. So right here, my plan is to go out to Starmie. I could go out to Tyranitar, but I'm pretty sure that he's going to go for the Ice Beam, and if he froze my Tyranitar, I would not be able to go for the Stealth Rock or any attack on his Greninja to be able to knock it out. And I know that I would be able to take a Dark type attack and a Water type, a Hydro Pump, so I just wanted to go out to Starmie to avoid the potential freeze that he could get. And then I'm going to switch out into Tyranitar to take the Dark Pulse from the Greninja. So right here, I'm just going to go out to Tyranitar like I said. And with the Sand Boost, I should be able to take on whatever hit he wants to go for. But I completely forgot that Greninjas do like to carry Grass Knot. It may be a sort of bias, but I don't like to use Grass Knot on my Greninja, so that's the reason why I forgot about it. I prefer HP Grass if you do have it, because of the ability to hit Rotom Washes. Grass Knot does absolutely nothing to Rotom Wash, while HP Grass can easily knock it out with a little bit of prior damage. So unfortunately my Tyranitar does go down. It's not too big of a deal because Tyranitar was not too important on my team, but I did get some damage on my Starmie, which I did not like. I really wish I would have just sagged Tyranitar instead of taking damage obviously from my Starmie. But now I'm going to be able to go out into my Pinsir and just fire off a quick attack with the Aerialate. I was really hoping that he could stay in. He doesn't really have a switch in to Pinsir, so it's pretty good that he went out into his, or he just stayed in with this Greninja, because that's one of the biggest threats to my team gone. Don't really have to worry about that anymore. So Greninja goes down, and he's going to go out into his Gengar, I believe, after this turn. And I'm pretty confident that I should be able to take any hit from his Gengar. So I am just going to go for the return as he switches out, double switches into Klefki. And as you can see right here, my Pinsir really does not like me. Haven't had the best experience with my Pinsir. Let it faint a couple times while I was EV training it, but oh well. Doesn't like me. So return obviously doesn't do too much damage because I didn't have a proper bond with my Pinsir. So I'm going to switch out into Keldeo because I wanted to go for the sword. I'm pretty sure that a Earthquake would not be able to take out his Klefki. And if I went for the Swords Dance, then he could get the first turn Wake and Thunder Wave me, so I didn't want that to happen. So I switched out to Keldeo because Keldeo is modest, and the only thing that I would outspeed, that I wouldn't normally outspeed by being Tiwi, that was important, would be his Moltres, and I have answers to his Moltres, so it's not too big of a deal. So I'm just going to go for the Scald and deal a ton of damage to his Klefki. Hopefully he doesn't realize that I'm Specs at that point, because that is obviously Specs damage on modest Specs. And I'm just going to go for another Surf and just be able to knock out his Klefki right there. I actually went for Surf over Scald. I have 3 Water type attacks because I don't have a hidden power that's usable. So I just have Hydro Pump, Surf, and Scald. I rarely go for Surf, but I thought that it would be able to one-hit kill the Klefki. So I'm going to switch out expecting him to go for the disable and go out to Breloom, because Breloom is really not too useful on my team. But he goes for a substitute right here. That's not too big of a deal because Bullet Seed should be able to break the substitute with just 2 hits anyway. With the good damage rolls, I guess. I'm not too sure if I will be able to 2-hit KO regardless, but goes for the Sludge Bomb, and I'm able to live with the Sash. Very good for me, and I was really surprised that he actually had the Sludge Bomb, but I still have my Sash intact, so it's not too big of a deal. And I'm just hoping that I'm going to be able to knock out his substitute with Bullet Seeds, and fortunately for me, I am able to do that. And right here, I'm just going to go for the... I'm going to try to go for the Spore to be able to dodge the disable that he could have, because I was thinking at this point he has Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, Disable, Substitute, but I actually go for the Mach Punch. That was a misclick on my part, but it was like going to be the same event anyway, so he wouldn't be able to set up with substitutes on my Breloom if he did have Disable. So now I'm just going to go out into Guard Chomp right here and go for the... I believe I go for the Dragon Claw, even though Iron Head was the... No, I think I go for the Iron Head right here, because I wasn't too confident that a Dragon Claw or that an Iron Head would be able to knock out his Gengar 50% if he was the sub-disable set. So I'm still playing around the sub-disable set regardless of if he revealed it or not, but I'm just going to go for the Stone Edge on the Moltres and be able to knock that thing out. And he's going to go out into his Diggersby. Now Earthquake obviously is going to do more damage to his Diggersby, but just in case this thing was scarfed, I'm just going to go for the Dragon Claw if he wants to U-turn out and go out into his Gengar expecting the Earthquake. But it's not, and he goes for a return, I believe, and he takes a little bit of rough skin damage. That's fine by me, and I'm just going to go for the Dragon Claw to knock out his Diggersby. The difference in damage between Dragon Claw and Earthquake really didn't matter because any other attack would have been able to knock out his Diggersby anyway. So now he's going to go to his last Pokemon, his Gengar, and I just need a little bit of prior damage on it. So I have Keldeo, which is not going to be too useful in case that thing is the sub-disable set, because I am Specs, and I don't think I took any prior damage on my Keldeo at that point. But I really don't want to go out into Keldeo unless it's the last attack that I have and he's below 25%. So I'm just going to go out to Pinsir, hoping that maybe a Quick Attack would be able to knock it out and would be able to live any hit that he has. But he goes for Sludge Bomb, and that's going to bring me down to really low, and he's going to get the poison. But luckily for me, I am able to live the poison damage and fire off one last Quick Attack to be able to win the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. That was a pretty good one, and I'm going to be uploading a bunch of more battles with this Mega Pinsir team. And hope you guys enjoyed, like I said, and I will see you guys next time. Subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.